Looks like Khaya Mthethwa is back in the news for something he was preaching. Bizred Africa posted a video about it. I'm going to be looking at this video from his channel. He had some things that he had to say. Please do go check it out. That video will be in the pinned comment and it will be in the description, so you can't miss it. So you can hear what he had to say about it. Very heavy points, and I'm gonna go a bit of a different route from the way he went about it, so you will get something to benefit from watching both videos. We're not saying the same thing, so go over there and check it. So what is it that Khaya Mthethwa said? Khaya, what are you doing, man?
One first year with glory, your introduction with glory is that something must change materially in your life. Don't follow trends, you set them. You don't abide by them, you correct them. So if you don't have money, you don't have what is least. If you don't have the money, your glory will be limited. We have to empower you to prosper. We have to empower you. I'm here to tell you that if you do not believe in the man of God in your life, you will not prosper. Go do something. We're not going to fund this kingdom with dreams. We're going to fund it by doing something.
There are so many things that
I did mention. You're going to have to watch Bizrat's video to hear what he had to say about it.
are very problematic in what Pastor Khaya has shared. Number one, he is not making any reference to any scripture. Number two, he says the first year for glory is money. I mean, it's material possession. He says it's the least. But where are you finding the biblical reference for all of this?
So you can already hear Lwandiso has a lot to share on that. And by the way, what Khaya mentioned there would be very funny in the ministry of Jesus, because it becomes problematic. Let me show you. He says things that sound like scripture. Sound like scripture. So you will accept it and say, it's biblical. And that's the route I want to go on this video. So do check out both Lwandiso's video and the rest of this video. So first thing that he said is
Clicking that subscribe button. So let's get into our video.
One first year with glory, your introduction with glory is that something must change materially in your life.
okay. So first thing that changes on the first year of glory is that something changes materially. That is actually false. That is very false. Leave the dog. Leave the dog barking. So first of all, that's the first thing we're going to have to dismiss. The reason why I want us to dismiss that is because, first off, in the ministry of the apostles, was the first year of their ministry visible wealth? No. The first year of glory, was it? What's he even talking about? First of all, Christians have a particular reference for glory, and it's in the stages of salvation. Let me explain. Sanctification, justification, and glorification. We start by justification at the cross. Sanctification, process. Justification is not a process, it's a complete process. It's a complete work. Sanctification, that's a process. We are still in that part. God has sanctified us, and we ourselves are bringing ourselves to be separated from the world's ways. That's sanctification. Glorification. And if you know anything about the biblical term glorification, it has nothing to do with first year of glorification that Khaya is talking about. When Lwandiso is saying, what biblical reference would he give for that? He would honestly have to avoid the Bible. He would actually have to do all means to avoid the Bible, because The only reference, the first reference point, not this first year of glory's physical manifestation, none of that. You could reference this back to Joseph. Is the first year glory? No. It's enslavement, whatnot, you name all the kind of things that he goes through for him to get into the position where he is governor. And so where does he get this idea? What about Moses? Do you see glory there? It's a wilderness. 40 years. Where does he get it? Jesus. There's no glory there. Jesus literally says the Son of Man, the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. What first year glory? The Bible even says that the ministry of Jesus was funded by women, wealthy women. Where does he see it? To a point where Jesus' grave is actually from a rich man. It's the one that it's donated. Jesus doesn't even have a house for him to do his last supper, his own last supper. He does it go to that man's house, tell him the Lord has a use for it. Jesus' life and the apostles' life displays grace, not this glory. So that's the first thing. First of all, the apostles don't reflect it. Jesus doesn't reflect it. The patriarchs don't reflect it. Number two, in the life of a Christian, the first introduction to the term glory in the life of a believer is resurrection. By the way, justification, sanctification, and glorification. Glorification is the last one. And guess what? When glorification actually happens? It happens at the resurrection. Glorification happens when the body is reunited with the spirit. When the complete adoption has been completed. So when Khaya says it's the first year, that term, see that my problem with it. That first thing there, for him to say it's the first thing, that's very deceptive. It's not even the first thing. It's something we only witness in resurrection. Fourth, is it third or fourth thing? Fourth thing, the other point where we see glory being mentioned in pertaining to us and God, it's in Revelation. The last two chapters, when the Bible talks about the kingdoms bringing their glory, and it has nothing to do with money. There's nothing to do with money. You think they were taking money there? So notice the two references within the Christian's life when he speaks about glory, it's within the context of resurrection. When we say all power and all glory belongs unto God, which glory is left for you there? All belongs to God. So which glory is he talking about? Paul does not. You would remember Paul even questions certain group of believers. He says, oh, you do glory, oh, you glory without us. Paul, when he speaks about the life of a believer, he says, these partial troubles that we face here, no glory. So that's in context of what the Bible talks about. Okay? I wanted to give that framing, those four particular framings for what the Bible actually talks about when it comes to a believer and glory. And it all pertains to that particular point that he mentions right there. So let's go to the other ones on the other point.
Don't follow trends, you set them. You don't abide by them, you correct them.
Okay. So you don't abide by them, you correct them. You correct the trends. Which trend did you create here? And which one did you correct? Are you correcting the church? Because you must be correcting someone. You're creating a trend. And you're correcting who? Us. by creating a glory for a Christian. You know, you people, you love things. You start having money, you create. Get this thing out of your head. The gospel is not preached by money. I've said this several times. You see why I mean. Money, yes, we need. The world runs on it. Ignorant to it does not change anything. But don't think, I just want to have money and the gospel will be. You will never do it. Let me tell you, I've heard many people saying that statement. You hear now what happens. Now, when they get the money, what do they preach? Glory. You can't glorify God without money. You see what happens.
So if you don't have money, you don't have what is least.
So here, he's going back to that thing, you know, when he talks about the least, particularly when it comes to faith. That is so grievous, and I'll show you why. I want to show you why. This comes from Matthew chapter 25. Okay? It comes from Matthew 25. And Jesus, oh my. Jesus here is talking about the people that came. You'll remember that there was the woman who gave the list. Do you see where the problem is? There is a whole group that gave what they gave. Jesus saw one woman who gave the least she had, and implying that she gave out of her passion for the work of God to continue. She didn't have much. She didn't have wealth to begin with. So it goes contrary to what Khaya is trying to stretch. But he's somehow taken the point and he now wants to stretch it. That's why I say it's grievous. That's an error of a high note. That's not an error you make. No, Khaya. Chief, we don't play games like that. No. That the woman Khaya is talking about was said to have nothing. So she doesn't even qualify for the subject matter for which he is trying to qualify her for. Okay? The particular subject matter of her having least was that she didn't have. It didn't imply that she had material wealth. It means she didn't have. So why is he implying that, oh no, you don't have wealth, you don't have even the least? What are you talking about? That woman didn't even have nothing. So he's twisting the scripture at that point. But the subject matter, that particular wording of the least, if you go back to Matthew 25, it was talking about the brethren. He's talking about the Jews. This is actually the judgment of the sheep and the goats. When he says, if you have not taken care of the least of this, my brethren, that's where the term least comes up. So you don't even have the least to take care of. So basically, he's disqualifying that a person who doesn't have abundance can't supply. Like, it's wrong application, even if you, either ways, whichever one he's talking about, I'm bringing up both of them in case he's meaning one, because the list of this in Matthew 25 was that they were being able to help, they were able to help others. So if he means that one, it doesn't even work there. If he means the woman who was thinking, it doesn't even work there. Fine. So it doesn't work on both those. Let's go back to the video of what is trying to disqualify you. You don't even fit within the context of that woman. That woman had nothing.
If you don't have the money, your glory will be limited.
If you don't have the money, your glory will be limited. That's very distant. this glory you are looking for, it's non-existent. This is materialistic. What is talking? Not Bible. Materialistic. If you don't have money, your glory will be limited. Have you read the Bible? The rich young ruler wanted nothing to do with God. There was nothing of him. The money was actually the hindrance. He had material, as you are saying. So this statement, I wonder.
If you don't have the money, your glory will be limited.
Okay, what glory then, when the man was not even saved? This gospel of money, very distracting. Be careful of money. Be careful of getting money. I'm just starting to realize that my bathroom door has an issue. I've been wondering, what's this quata, 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 quata? So when there's wind, it'll be moving in and out. I heard it. I'll fix it. It's bothering me. What Khaya is mentioning there, it's very great. Khaya must be careful where he is. Be very careful, Khaya, where you are. Because I can tell you this. People that go this route, there is a position they are. And that position mostly is abundance. They are experiencing some form of abundance. They now interpret that abundance as thing. Because I can tell you one thing. When people are in that position, they are very prone to fall. There's a pastor I know. He was exactly where... You see what Khaya is doing right now? That pastor was exactly right there. Very, like this much. You would have thought this man was holy, what? He was in abundance. When you are in abundance, you are in a state of... Your alertness is off. It's like, that's why we fast. So that our flesh is not puffed with abundance. Khaya is speaking from a place of abundance. It's a very dangerous place to be. Continue.
We have to empower you to prosper.
We have to empower you to prosper. Pastor Lana, not everyone is going to have money. What is wrong with people preaching this idea? Not everyone is going to have money. For some people, you are literally living proof that God supplies your needs. Not wants, needs. Not everybody is going the route of $1 million in the bank. We're going to have to empower you to be... How? We're going to tell them about real estate. You think everybody can afford that? With the debts that they already have? You think they qualify? There's all these things. You're going to empower them how? Huh? Affiliate marketing. Start selling forever living. How?
I'm here to tell you that if you do not believe in the man of God in your life, you will not prosper.
If you don't believe in the man of God in your life, you will not prosper. Now, I know where he's getting that. He's getting it, believe in his prophets and you shall prosper. He's quoting from that verse right there. Now, let's be very clear. Your pastor has to be preaching the gospel in order for you to believe what he preaches, right? To trust him and know that he's preaching the gospel. First off, that's the first thing that needs to go straight. But we must still be careful and watch the things that we are taught by the man of God. Okay? Not there to just trust everything that a man them says. Have to listen to it and evaluate it by the scripture. Okay? Be very, very clear. But you see, the abundance of the believer is not bound by the minister he's under. It's not. There are people that just have a gift with making money. I'm telling you. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've seen people completely go out and rise like nothing ever came out. Like nothing. Like nothing. They will be 20, 30, 50 feet away from where you were standing with them. There are people, once they learn how to make money, that's it. They just know how to do it. It becomes a gift. It's almost like it's a gift. Well, some people, all they have is a 9 to 5. that is their life. So be very careful touting this idea that you are giving some empowerment for some people to prosper. And as if just believing the man of God will prosper them. That's a very dangerous thing. Because there are people that can come and their pastors that will tell you, I give everything in your bank account. Should you still trust that man? No. There are people that preach, give first fruit. Should I listen to such a person? There are people who can barely get by with their paycheck. What first fruit do you think he has to give without starving his family? So people like that, you have to watch. So that statement is very dangerous that Khaya just mentioned there.
Go do something.
There we agree. Do something.
I'm not going to fund this kingdom with dreams. We're going to fund it by doing something.
There are so many.
Right. So, like I mentioned, learn this video. I'll leave it down in the description below. So, I just wanted you to hear, like he says things that sound Bible. And that can be easily by the way, the whole thing of, believing the man of God that God has placed in your life. You have to remember that the first man of God, the first man of God that God has placed in your life is Jesus. First of all. That he was man, fully God. That's the first man. So when it says the man of God, yeah, that's the first man in your man of God you have. Which other one do you want? Every one of us, we are just servicemen to the Most High. Be very, very careful what you're teaching people. Very, very careful. This idea of elevating money, what Khaya is doing here is elevating money. This is a dangerous teaching. It's a very, very dangerous teaching because it ignores. We are not all going to the same thing. This is not the gospel. It's not the most important thing in the world. Money is not the most important thing. I repeat, money is not the most important thing in the world. So now money is now determining whether you're glorifying God. Problems go there. Last we were hearing this pastor said that God was never a friend. I think Hubert Angel also used to preach the same thing. That God was never friends with anyone except a man in a parable. Was never friends with anyone who was broke except a man in a parable. What is that saying? What's that? What is that? The very Jesus said that he had no roof over his head. The very man who was put in a family, not of luxury, but the least in the nation. That a place where he's given birth it's a place which shares with animals in a stable. If you really sit and think about that, that's not a very wealthy. Why did God choose that? So he chose that only to despise that? You people should be really ashamed of yourself. The gospel you have received is not the one of the Bible. It's a different one, and I can tell you where it comes from. It comes from affluence. It comes from abundance. When your bank account starts to reflect big numbers, this is what it does to you. If you do not have a godly purpose with money, if money just keeps elevating you, allows you to go into buying whatever you want, what, you have those ideas that, I'm saving to buy that. You see, if money just does that to you, I'm saving to buy that, I want to buy this, I want to acquire that. If money just makes you do that, and money does not bring you to a place of service, I'm talking about abundance, okay? If you getting abundance just tells you expand, display, expand, display, you're in trouble. You're in a very dangerous state. If money just wants you to display and expand, you're in trouble. That's why he wants to talk about glory. Brothers and sisters, I've said it before, and I'll say it here and I'll say it again. Money does not preach the gospel. It is people who preach the gospel. There's a lot of Christians who have this idea. It's at the back of their mind. And I'm telling you, I've seen many people go this route of thinking. People I went to Bible school with who said, we get money, we are preaching the gospel. And I'm telling you, some of them have become enemies of God. I remember one particular brother, he used to say that he got married, poof, all the dreams of preaching gone. You will not even hear him talking about a microphone. I've seen it several times. I'm talking about something I've seen with my own two korokoro eyes. I'm talking about fiction here. It's people that preach the gospel. Their heart of man is the one that goes out and preaches the gospel. Don't think, I'm going to get money and we're going to go out and preach. You won't do it. Money keeps requiring your presence. Money wants its security. Money keeps wanting. Why? Because that's what it brings. It brings this agenda around you. A lot of people were deceived by money only when it came. Before money was there, it was not a problem. But now when money is there, when money comes, now it's a problem. I'm warning you. I've had even people that I know, the moment they started to make money, I'm telling you, they start talking politics. I'm talking about people who were Bible scholars, people who cared about, that's all we talked about. The moment money enters their pocket, the only thing they want to talk about is politics. Hey, Julius did this. I'm like, my friend, you are now of this world? You can't advise a rich person. Be very careful thinking you are only going to preach the gospel when you have money. It is man that preaches the gospel. Don't be deceived.